I'm Good Buffalo Eagle. I'm one of the founders of ANASAZI Foundation located in Mesa, Arizona. The ANASAZI Foundation is centered around the family. We believe that every child or every two-legged being needs a belonging place, a place where it's safe and where they feel love. And this way, a child, if he feels the love at home, he'll always, no matter how far he strays, he will turn around and come back to that belonging place eventually. And that's my hope, that all the children, regardless of where they come from, will always feel and know that there is a belonging place. And ANASAZI concentrates on that belonging place. Our whole emphasis, and we call that a sacred trust. Our sacred trust is to turn the hearts of the children to the parents and the hearts of the parents to the children, so they can do the walk in a we. Larry Olson and I started a Walking with Children at the Brigham Young University. This walking commenced because of a concern the university official had concerning young men and women that met all the requirements to enter the university, and the first or second or third semester they were flunking out. And so they were wondering, what is it that we can do better for these young people coming in? And they discovered that they had a man on the campus who had written a book called Outdoor Survival Skills by the name of Larry Olson. And almost overnight, Larry had become the survival expert in the nation. So they got together with Larry and they said, what would happen if you invite some of these young people to take a walking with you? And then after they are done, then we can admit them back on probation and follow them and see how they do. And that's how the walking began. It began with young adults who had flunked out of the Brigham Young University and who were given an opportunity through the walk-in to come back to the university and prove themselves. I was one of those that got an art scholarship to the Brigham Young University, and I flunked out. And so I was looking for a way back because I realized the great opportunity that I had missed by not being diligent to my studies. And I got a letter from Larry Dean Olson that went something like this. Dear academic dropout, my name is Larry Dean Olson, and I'm inviting you to be a guinea pig, and if you go out with me for a month on the desert, if you survive, you'll be admitted back on probation to BYU. Obviously, that's what I was looking for. So I immediately answered Larry back. I wrote him back, and I told him that I would be willing to be one of his guinea pigs. 26 people responded. There was 10 girls and 16 young bucks. And so since there was females going out, the university assigned a woman by the name of Doris Jackson. And she was in her late 60s, and about 3 or 4 days into the walk-in, she could not do it anymore. So Larry took her out, and then he looked among the students that were with him for somebody to help him. And so one night he showed up into my camp, pulled me to one side, and he said, and he flattered me first. He said, I noticed you have skills, about edible plants, medicinal plants, and you can track. And he said, and I'd like to ask you to help me put this course together. Well, the same university that flunked me out, years later I was an employee of the university. I just having the fun time of my life. When Larry shows up one evening and he says, guess what? I found a beautiful place in Arizona. We can have survival all year round. And I actually went like this. I said, get thee behind me, Larry, And but he again said, well, think about it. So I went home and I told my family and my boys, and the little ones were really excited. Pauline wasn't not excited because I had good insurance. I had my 401k was doing well, and I had a salary. And my experience in working with in the survival days with Larry, we have never made any money. We're always starving. Even Larry was starving. And so I said, no, I'm not interested. And neither was my wife. Pauline was not interested. Because our seventh child had just been born. 7 children. And I had asked Larry, so how are we going to start this program? He said, well, I have a little, about $3,500, no, $35,000. I said, what about health insurance, Larry? He said, oh, we'll figure that out. And that was Larry. Larry always did things spur of the moment. And so I was used to that, but I didn't want to join him at all. And so my children got really, really happy about that. They heard all the stories about Larry and I, and the boys thought maybe some of those things were made up stuff. And you know, as you get older, you do embellish. And so I said no. And then one night, I had a dream. And I saw children coming as far as the eye could see, coming to greet me and say hello to me. And they were thanking me. And when I asked them, why are you thanking me? They said, for the program that you helped started that saved our lives. So when I woke up, I said to Pauline, write this down. And so I told her the dream, and I said, we're going with Larry. And I didn't question it. And so sure enough, we joined Larry again. I always knew that what we put together, that it was really a blessing to those that would come to us. But it was not till I went and participated as a parent, my wife and I both, when our children were admit themselves into the program, that I began to see that we really had something here that touched hearts, because my heart was touched and my heart changed. And I found out that I played a great part in their walking backwards. The two boys that walk the trail, Jacob and Moroni, today we're the best of friends, and we've had a few new beginnings, but my relationship with them has never been the better than it is today. And that's because of the walking they went with the principles that we are inviting others to use. We internalize those. It caused Ezekiel to look in my life and see if there's things that I need to change, and there was. And I had to drop them. I dropped on the old blanket and I moved to the new blanket to have a new beginning with my children. I tell you that if that was the only reason why we came, it's worth it to me as a father. So I invite others to who have the same love and concern for their children to come and do a walk-in and see if that will cause them to change their hearts, because it has changed mine.